Let's get it, ladies. Welcome back to the last Relic. So we're chilling. Halo. Not really much of news, but we'll talk about a bit. So we got, I guess, the last update, or what will be the last update for Halo Infinite. Hold up, give me 1 second. The freak. Okay. So, I think Halo Studios is gonna abandon Halo Infinite completely. Like, nobody's freaking playing it. People are still playing Halo MCC over um over Infinite, and I think on Xbox alone, they're playing. If you take Halo MCC and the amount of players that's on Xbox, and you combine the Infinite players that's on Xbox and what's it called, Stream, I think, and PC, their MCC still beating them. Um, because Halo Infinite freaking sucks, man. It's not all that enjoyable. Um, all the updates, dude. There's just nothing exciting about it. Nobody really cares about it. Now, I don't know. I haven't played it. Probably, I'd say it's probably been a year, a little over a year. But I think every week I play Halo MCC, 1, 2, and 3 for sure. I've been on Halo Reach a bit, but mainly just Halo 1. Just because of everything that's been coming out with the campaign involved, and I guess we're getting more updates in the next, I don't know, few weeks or so. The yeah, I think I was listening to Asmon Gold on about just going back to being video games. I don't think it's a recent video, but he just talked about how, like, maybe it was a recent video. I don't know. I kind of see it sometimes and I'll just click on it, but like, he was just talking about how, and it was very simple. We just need to go back to an actual game. Like, game developers need to make a game, because it's like, oh, you turn a corner and then you get like 50 cutscenes, and you're just watching a movie. Like, game developers try to make movies, and I remember back in the day where, like, we wanted the graphics to look as close to a movie as possible, but then they just actually went full movie mode, and then it's like we have to play a game to get to the next cutscene instead of getting to the next mission, getting to the next what's it called? Next task, or the next part of the game. So the I don't think we're gonna have that issue with Halo Campaign Evolved. Now, if they add some more cutscenes, as long as we get more gameplay, like, it's kind of like the 80-20 rule. If you're going to add another cutscene, you need to add 80 more percent gameplay to that cutscene. Like, if you add more dialogue, you need to prolong, make the map bigger, prolong the distance it takes to get to the next checkpoint and whatnot. Yeah, because I want to play the game, and I'm not a gamer. I'm gonna stream pretty much just Halo, and that's like the only thing I'm ever gonna stream, because that's the game I like, and it's the game. Like, I like other games, but it's the only one that, like, I really grew up with. Like, I grew up with Dragon Ball Z Budokai and Nintendo 64 games, but Halo was the one that stuck with me, So I am very passionate about how they do Campaign Evolved and do it justice. I think I don't know. I think it's gonna be a flop. In all honesty, I don't have faith in what in Halo Studios. Just from what I've seen, they didn't bring any of the Bungie guys back. Like, if you're gonna work on a Bungie game, you need to bring people in, at least to just talk about how how they developed it, what was their thoughts, what they did want to do but didn't have the technology to do at the time, and and bring them all together again. But they think they could do a better job. Yeah, so we're getting one last update for Halo Infinite. It looks like I would recommend Halo Followers, a video that he recently did on it. That problem, he said something in passing, which is like the biggest problem that Halo has had, where cool armor, but it just doesn't look Halo, and it was just very quick, and that's been the problem since 343. It's it just doesn't look like Halo. It's very simple. Go back to for me, all they need to do is take Halo 3 and practically copy and paste. Pretty much just copy and paste. And add to it. I saw recently the Covenant Carbine on Halo Infinite. It looks freaking retarded. I don't know what these little flap wings are. And then I feel bad, but I was watching these shorts, and this guy, he's been taking all the weapons of every Halo game and comparing the sound, the look, and everything. And it would be Halo 1, Halo Anniversary, Halo 2, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3. Going through Reach and all that, all the ones that match. And I don't know what it... And I remember, I don't know what feels off even about the reloading. And it's just too many sounds. It's just too loud, too, it's somebody trying to open a bag of chips, man. And when, before the Covenant Carbine on Halo 3 is just a little gas, boom, pop, and then you put it in, that's it. But, the new one, even on Halo 4 and Infinite, it's all this BS that we don't need. Now, I think when it comes to Halo, it's even multiplayer. You could debate on which campaign was more fun, Halo 2 or Halo 3. But it's usually the toss-up between those two. But I think Halo 3 kind of has the upper hand just because I don't know. Well, overall, it has the upper hand. I'd say Halo 2 is probably the campaign that people revisit the most, or at least discuss the most. Yeah, I think. I think probably in the near future, after they do the Halo 2 remake, possibly even the Halo 3 remake, they might just shut down MCC altogether, the servers and everything. I think that's very possible in the next 5 to 10 years or so, just because they want to bring in the PlayStation and do the campaign involved. I still think they need to bring in multiplayer. Now, with that being said, they got a great opportunity to delay campaign Evolve for a year. Mainly because of GTA. GTA announced that they're going to release the game November 19th. It's been delayed 4 or 5 months from May. Now, I personally don't really care. And one thing that made me sad was if Campaign Evolve releases at the same time GTA, Halo Studios is dead in the water. And I was just thinking, back in the day, if there was Halo 3, and then you got, let's say GTA was releasing at the same time Halo 3. there's no way people be playing GTA over Halo 3. Maybe a few, but those would be just like weirdos, man. Like it, Halo is supposed to be the game. Every Halo game. Just imagine an alternate universe where Halo got better every game, and the only bump in the road was Reach. Imagine if right now we were still talking about like how crappy Halo Reach was compared to everything that came after it, and its issues from Halo 3 and ODST, and like we'd still love Reach. We'd just be hating on it a little bit more because everything else would be so perfect. Because if you, man, the the but again, this is an opportunity. I don't think it's a problem. Nobody was really, even when they released the campaign Evolve trailers and whatnot, I didn't really see too many people talking about it. Like, you make videos, and I think you'd even see like there was not really much hype, even when they like talked about it a year ago and released Master Chief with the sword and whatnot. I think it's just it's like, all right, we're getting campaign involved. I think the reason why it blew up is because the biggest news was it was coming to PlayStation 5. I think that's why it really blew up, and also that they did a bunch of like the art like needs to be heavily criticized. The way the landscape looks, the silent cartographer, like the Forerunner technology compared to Halo C. The reason why it's good that they should delay it another year is because then they could really make sure that this is going to be a perfect game. Because they need to be 100% sure that it's not going to be a flop, it's not going to have problems, that everybody who plays this game is going to fall in love with it. They need to make sure. And the only thing to do is keep releasing things and having the backlash, having the fans talk about it, point out the issues, inviting more content creators or regular fans just to go and try the gameplay, and you'll get great feedback. Like I think the Act Man was the only one that was really honest about the whole freaking what's it called? Like how sprint just doesn't work in CE. And it's also not just about removing sprint. Like I mentioned in previous videos that you should make it into a skull. I was thinking about that again. Like, you need to, if you're going to make it a mechanic, you have to redo the game. I'm not talking about the story and the order. I'm talking about like the scale. Like corners, how do you enter things, like making the vehicles faster, making sure that because people are going to find out things as they go along, as happens with every game, especially Halo. They're going to figure things out, doing tricks, like finding glitches or like these specific buttons you got to press to do certain things, where like they face through a wall or jump over a mountain or whatnot, and it's just going to be like vehicles are going to be obsolete in Halo, which is insane. Like, I'll just sprint everywhere because it's just easier to get around. I can hide behind a rock, a tree, whatever, instead of taking the Warhog. So yeah, I still stand by where, like, if you use sprint, it should be something, especially in C, it should be something where like every time you use it, it decreases the amount of time you can use it, and you get slower in regular gameplay, and then you can only use it like 10 times in one map or something, or 5 times in one map, depending on the map. Like, you're not going to be able to use sprint. Like, it'll be a mechanic where like you can escape from a really tough situation, or like or it's nerfed every difficulty you play. Now, yeah, I think that would be the best way. Like, was it Halo 5 that you could just sprint forever? And I think Halo 5 they fixed sprint as in like as you're getting shot you slow down. So that like as you're getting shot you're slowing down on the sprint. I think if you're holding the pistol, and you're sprinting, you should still be like, it's like the only gun that you can. The Magnum is the only gun that you can actually shoot with while sprinting, but it's like super. You can't aim, like it's inaccurate because anybody who's shot a gun, if you're running or walking, you're not gonna be accurate. Yeah, and then as you go along, the more you sprint, the less it lasts, and maybe your shield is weaker because you keep using sprint too much. Something like that. Something where you really got to balance out the gameplay where still you can use sprint but still feels like Halo CE. Not just that, like the Forerunner technology, the look, the brightness, like how the sun reflects off the ring. Halo C did it best where like you're not getting, you could see the sun, but you're not getting that brightness where it reflects off the atmosphere into the ocean, to the atmosphere, and around the globe. Like you're in a ring. So like the atmosphere is also way thinner, and you could see the stars during the day and at night. Like that's what made it like so interesting, so I guess magical when you like stepped out on the ring in the second mission, where you're like, holy crap, this is weird. Now, like I've already talked about the wildlife, talked about how to implement that. Obviously, like I'm not a developer, but I just think everything has to have a purpose, especially in Halo. Like we're getting all this news and like, what the freak? Like why do we want any of this stuff that they're bringing that's new? Like, oh, all these weapons, okay? Why? Like we're getting the bigger flood forms, but we're not matching the weapons to those flood forms. And I don't know, man. It's just, good lord. And I understand that we need way more information, but yeah, like we do need some more information. I still think we need to be harsh on what we got, because it's far removed from Halo C. Now, I will say this. Where I understand the nerf of the assault rifle, where it's 32 bullets, because the assault rifle, every game after that had the assault rifle was 32 rounds, or 32 bullets per round. What doesn't make sense is the plasma pistol. I never thought I would. Only when Infinite came out that I started defending this stupid gun, because the Halo Infinite, I remember the first time I playing it, and obviously I skipped the tutorial. I'm like, I just want to play, whatever. Let's get in. And then I'm shooting at freaking vehicles and it's not working. I'm like, what the freak is going on? And then like you hold it and it drains super quick. Just like all the other 343 games, like the plasma pistol, you charge it and it just drains like crazy. Even the plasma rifle, like it just takes like, drains the battery super quick. And I remember, I think that was like the biggest element on Halo 4. It's like, man, I keep switching weapons so much and I have to find so many bullets for the same weapon. And like you go through like a whole freaking ammo counter just to defeat one enemy. It was really, really annoying. And on the previous games, you didn't have that. Like you could still keep going. Like one full mag can at least take out two enemies. But yeah. So they need to fix how quickly the ammunition drops. Because like I totally understand the point of view of we want them to play every single weapon. Well, Halo CE already remedied that. Like when you go to find Captain Keyes, it was Truth and Reconciliation, and he like you start off with a sniper. You're in the dark. You got the assault rifle and you got a sniper. The only way to get a pistol is to kill one of the Marines, and I think it's only like halfway through the mission where you're already on the ship. When you, I think it's 2 betrayals where it's like, yeah, you're gonna run out of weapons ammunition because there's only flood and elites everywhere, so you have to pick up those weapons. And on 343, you have to get the shotgun. Like as you went, there was these newer weapons that wasn't in the previous maps. Like you're not gonna find a shotgun on the first map, the Pillar of Autumn. You're not gonna use a rocket launcher on the Pillar of Autumn. Or can you? No, you can't. So, and I remember I always confused the Maw with the Pillar of Autumn when I was a kid, because I'd play the Maw, and then when I go back to replay, I go into the weapons room, and I'm like, where the freak is the rocket launcher? And I'm going everywhere to find it. Yeah, but like, you just, every map you can start off with a new weapon, and that's how you play. And then if you're introducing new enemies, you can introduce new parts of the map where like you walk through that weapon, or like you're not going to be able to find, or like for instance, let's say in one part of the map, like usually there's Jackals, Covenant carbines, plasma pistols, and plasma rifle. Well, if you want them to use a fuel rod cannon, have a couple guns with a fuel rod, and then have some hunters coming up to you, and then when you kill those grunts with the fuel rod gun, you're going to pick up the fuel rod and try to take out the hunters. Boom. Like, and then achievements remedy that kind of stuff too. So we don't need all this like to drain the bullets, the plasma from the what's it called? From the guns, just so that we can utilize the other weapons. And again, fine. Like I know that's not the biggest problem, but we shouldn't have any of these problems. Like, why are we having issues comparing Halo C and Campaign Evolved? Like, it should be copy and paste, and then you make that better. Like new coat of paint, solid, and then you make it better. Yeah, I'm still gonna play. Go Cars says Halo's coming to PlayStation. Be ready to play, dog. Yeah, I'm still gonna play it, but like, I'm not gonna play it on PlayStation. You go ahead and play it on PlayStation. I'm gonna play it on Xbox. I actually tried to play it today. I have my try to play here, but the freaking my computer couldn't support it. But here's the Duke, my Cortana Duke. I've never even played Halo on PC. I have to play it on Xbox. I just can't. It feels dirty, man. It feels dirty. But like, I don't know. I'm okay with it on PlayStation. I'm okay with bringing new fans. Awesome. I just do not think we should be having all these issues, and like the reason why we're all fans are worried is because of the display they gave us. Like it just doesn't feel 100% like Halo CE. Not just Halo CE, which is a very specific game and has a very specific look. You know, like the ring is abandoned. So it's gonna have all the Forerunner technology on the surface. Is gonna have like a Colosseum weather type feel, where like there's going to be vegetation on top of the metal. Like the Sentinels aren't power washing and cleaning and doing pavement restoration on the ring. You know what I mean? Like we don't see any Sentinels. So, oh gosh, and I understand making it more shiny as you get underground. That's fine because there's gonna be Sentinels. There's gonna be like the it's supposed to be basic. It's supposed to be simple because it's just the underground parts of the ring. Like everything else should be like more religious in a way. Because even though they created it as a weapon, they really like favor that weapon, and they made everything like all their beliefs were embedded into their architecture. But yeah. Are you gonna play it on PlayStation? Go Cars. I don't know. Are they gonna be able to? I'm trying to remember. We're gonna get crossplay, right? But the other reason I think they should delay it a year, not delay it another year, not just because of Grand Theft Auto, but maybe like have a team thinking about and developing a campaign, or not a campaign, multiplayer. It's a huge mistake, massive mistake, because if you're forced, like, I'm okay with them doing like, all right, you have to unlock every difficulty. You have to play it through normal difficulty, then heroic, then legendary. And I think that was like a rumor. It was a possibility that they might do that, so that like new cutscenes get unlocked, stories that will add to Halo 7, I guess, when they come out, because they're focusing on that and Halo campaign involved. Which also makes me wonder if they're gonna put campaign or Halo 7 after campaign involved, and then have people play, and then Halo 7 will also be PS5. Having campaign involved be on PS5, and then Halo 7 be on PS5. Because they said that they're still developing it, and I know they want to release it after campaign involved. I don't know how much time, if it's going to be a year, 2, 3 years, which I think should give enough time, but like we should be playing it will also be the first Halo game that will never get a multiplayer. Now you could say that was the ODST, and then I would just say like a game that Master Chief is involved with, and you bring in a new audience and you don't give them the multiplayer experience. It's a really dumb move. If you believe in this game and it's gonna be everything that you thought it was gonna be, you need to have a multiplayer. It could be bare bones, basic, just like Halo CE was, and then you bring in other maps later on, map packs. Awesome. But, I remember when we played Halo 3, people were complaining how like each map pack was like $10, and now we got like 1 billion microtransactions that slowly will bankrupt your family. and now like every game you have to pay something, or you're left behind, or like dude, people selling skins for thousands of dollars is insane. It's cool, but it's insane. I'm all for like, you go out and make your money. If somebody's willing to pay for it, cool. I think it's stupid, but whatever. I'm hungry. I got my grapes. But yeah, I think that announcement for the delay of Grand Theft Auto, who knows, maybe it was some Halo fans that were developing Grand Theft Auto, like, no, they need to fix this, so let's do this bullcrap. I think it's a great opportunity to delay campaign evolved, and they could even say like, we don't want to release it because of Grand Theft Auto. Fine. Like, to compare a game with no multiplayer that's bare bones is going to be just a campaign that people are already familiar with. Because if it isn't good, the people who play... Like, think about it this way. Halo 2 Anniversary. It's a better anniversary than Halo 1. But because they changed some of the sounds, like the ghost, they changed some of the lighting and even some of the cutscenes, and some of the, I guess, a little bit of the music, people will still play on Halo 2 graphics. Like, the mission should be that this campaign Evolve is going to be so great that people are going to beg them to do campaign Evolved, and the same thing where you press the button and it switches to the old graphics, but people are going to want to play campaign Evolved in the new graphics more than the old ones. That should be the mission. Like, this is going to be such a great game. It's going to bring back the nostalgia, and people are going to move on from Halo CE and be like, yeah, like, Halo CE is great, and we're going to play only through nostalgia. But if I'm going to play Halo CE, it's going to be campaign Evolved. And I would be okay if they made if they improved on that game that much. That's like, the graphics are better, the controls are better, everything has improved. And only when I want to feel nostalgia will I go back to MCC or the original Xbox. Okay. Now, I also want to talk about how the what's it called? Like, after this, like, it's not really in the news or anybody really cares about it, but like, there was a bunch of freaking weirdos wanting the Halo TV show to get a season 3, which they shouldn't even got a season 1 with that garbage storytelling. And like, imagine if Halo 3 came out and then Bungie was done and Halo 4 was releasing, and then we got that TV show. It would have killed the game, and it would have got massive backlash, way more than it did when this TV show came out. Like, if you're going to do the TV show of Halo, bring back all the Bungie developers, and then like people like Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, and Peter Jackson, 3 of the best directors who were rumored to have interest in doing something with Halo in a TV or movie setting. Boom. There you go. And it is copy and paste. You could have creative liberties and add to it, but you can't take away from what came before. It's very simple. Like, add on to it, maybe flesh out a certain part of a character or a certain area of the story, but you can't just rewrite the whole thing and just get rid of everything. Man. Now, one thing I hope they do in the future, let's say Campaign Evolve is great, right? The 3 missions are great. It's about Sergeant Johnson or whatever. Personally, I think they should make a spin-off game where you play as the Arbiter, leading up all the way to the beginning of Halo 2, where he's being questioned and branded a heretic. So that we can get like how intense he was, how brutal he was towards the humans, what he did to get away from the flood, how he survived the Halo ring, like, because he needed to escape. Because when Master Chief blows up the ring, Cortana's like, there's not even like the Covenant was already leaving, right? And that means that him as a shipmaster realized that Master Chief was gonna blow up the ring, and he wouldn't be able to make it there in time. So he probably already left. This is like, all right, I just gotta make sure that the Flood doesn't leave this ring. So maybe he turned off all the ships, and I know there's novels and stuff like that. But maybe he like attacked his own ships, and you could add things to it. Go through the novels first, but then I think it would be very interesting. It would be a nice spin-off where you play as an elite. You get that side of the Covenant, the feel, and the fall from grace with that elite. And then it fleshes out the Arbiter a little bit more going into Halo 2. If they're gonna do a Halo 2 campaign evolved. And yeah, like I'd love to play a game like that. I think it'd be cool. But yeah, now I am still working on doing a review for the James Gunn Superman movie. Again, don't think it's gonna be good. Like, just prepping you guys, there's a lot of problems, a lot more problems than from when I first watched, and it has been excruciating to watch for a second time. It's and possibly a third time. But I might just do like a frame by frame style, EFAP style. If you guys don't know EFAP, Mauler and originally Wolf and the dog dude. What the hell is his name? Yeah, you'll figure out. Like, they have an EFAP channel, every frame of pause, and yeah, they go frame by frame and explain why something makes sense, why something doesn't make sense. And I'll probably do something like that, but implement more of like the comic book side of it and why something makes sense and why it doesn't make sense. Now, I haven't read every Superman comic ever, but I've read enough, and like most people, consumed enough media, animated series, Lois and Clark Adventures, Lois and Clark, Smallville, Christopher Reeve, Superman, Brendan Routh, Man of Steel, the original TV Superman shows. Like, I've consumed enough where like it's very much a character within Superman where it's like, this is Superman, and if you deter from this, it's not Superman. It's kind of like, it's a hard debate when a studio makes a piece of content like Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It was a very contentious debate when people pointed out when they did Homecoming, which is a great written movie, but it's a terrible Spider-Man movie. Like, Spider-Man really does nothing in that entire movie. He gets bailed out every time, but the Vulture is phenomenal. Michael Keaton does a great job. The writing is pretty solid. It's just like, that's not really Spider-Man's story. There's a lot of elements that go into who Peter Parker is and why he acts a certain way and why he is Spider-Man. They made Peter Parker a high school kid. From like at the age 14, 15, he got his powers. When in the comics, and every comic is like, he got his powers towards the end of his senior year of high school. Right? If you take, okay, he's not just smart for being smart. He's nerdy and smart because he has to figure everything out. His aunt and uncle are a lot older than any parent would be with that young kid. And so there's a disconnect in generation and of issues that he's facing that they can't even comprehend. Regular puberty stuff, like simple high school stuff that they wouldn't be able to understand or help him with, and they're also going through tough times. Like, it's a classic story of your great people who worked their whole life and they thought the 401k was gonna last and blah 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 blah, and now they're at an old age where nobody wants to hire them, or the world has moved on from that generation and they can't really get any work, and they're struggling to pay the bills, but he's also struggling to fit in anywhere. And then he has a core group of friends, or a few friends here and there, and as he's starting to connect with them and become having deeper relationships, then he's thrown into the superhero side of things, where he's discovering powers and then he abuses them a little bit, and you get the whole issues with Uncle Ben, and he's starting to learn responsibility because he still had the teenager mindset, and then he had to grow up real quick. But him being alone and getting screwed is a big part of his characters. It's one of the reasons why we like Spider-Man. It makes it so not only that we connect more, but that inherently is Spider-Man. It's like Spider-Man is the hero, but Peter Parker is the bigger hero. Spider-Man is what people recognize. Peter Parker, he allows Spider-Man to exist. And he himself will help out others just similar to Superman, even as Peter Parker when he can. But he also puts his life aside because he is not Superman. He can't be somewhere in a flash. If he hears something on the police scanner, he has to get there quick, or else somebody's already hurt. And everything he wants to do, he only gets in the comics. He only really solidifies a relationship with Mary Jane as soon as Mary Jane understands that she will always be second to Spider-Man. That the people need Spider-Man. They the world has become. It's not that the world was surviving before Spider-Man. They were that's it. They were surviving, but the world has become a better place with Spider-Man, and or at least New York has. And so she realizes that if you take away Spider-Man, it'll go back to the way things were, but it might even get worse. And the way things were, everybody had their blinders on, and a lot of bullcrap was happening, a lot of crime. And then Spider-Man came in and fixed a lot of that stuff. The supervillains were always there. They were going to be there whether Spider-Man existed or not. They'll eventually come to light. Like Kingpin, Green Goblin, Vulture. Most of Spider-Man's villains don't get enough credit. A lot of them is progression of technology or sickness. So all of them made sense. Most of them made sense when they got to be that villain. Let's say you take Spider-Man out of the equation. Like Dr. Octopus was going to develop the tentacles. Tombstone was going to get worse. Kingpin was going to have his underground mafia and increase that. Oscorp was going to develop the serum, the Green Goblin serum, and then it was going to be abused. Like it all was to progress something else. It wasn't to be I don't think there's any character that they specifically made it to become a supervillain. They specifically made something to save their own life, progress in their career, or achieve some other goal. There's a few characters that's but even then they weren't created to fight Spider-Man. Like Kraven, he was a hunter before, and then his last hunt is because he's dying, and so he's going to kill Spider-Man because that's going to be you got the combination of a creature and a human and that's the deadliest creature or whatever. So and it added to also, it's also like Spider-Man's, like the best rogue gallery is Batman, and I think also it's because of the connection where his villains are a part of his personality. A lot of them are a part of his personality, of Bruce Wayne's personality. Spider-Man, the villains are very much the opposite of who he is, but he still wants to help them, and I think that's something that's overlooked. Like, he wants to fight them, he wants to put them away, but he doesn't want them to be supervillains. He questions it, and I think that's something that people didn't talk enough about during the movie No Way Home, because half good movie, half bad movie. But all the Spider-Man, the reason we were happy is because, and we felt that they fleshed out the characters, was because all of them felt the same way about the goal of taking away the evil within these characters. Like, they knew that they could save them, and it wasn't about fighting them. It was about stopping the evil that was inside. And then Tom Holland's Peter Parker, had an evil inside. He wanted revenge. And it wasn't until the real Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, stopped him and made him realize, no, this is not the way. This is not what Aunt May would have wanted. This is not what Uncle Ben would have wanted. Even though we never got an Uncle Ben, and I just don't get it. I don't get why we never got an Uncle Ben in the MCU, but whatever. Screw the MCU. We're not here to talk about the MCU. It's for another time. When they make another bullcrap announcement, we'll talk about it. Even though I really kind of want to talk about this freaking MCU, man. I'll give you guys an update. It has been OBS, dealing with a MacBook and OBS, and trying to stream has been kicking my butt, dude. I need to call Anderson. I need to call a few friends of mine about how to work all this stuff. Because one of the things that I wanted to do today was live stream me playing the Silent Cartographer, but taking my time and showing all the differences between the Anniversary Edition and the original, and why some things worked and some things didn't work. And using the Silent Cartographer map specifically because of Campaign Evolved released with the map of the Silent Cartographer. And every mission or part of a mission that they're going to do that to, I want to show. Like, certain things, like, it's a nitpick, but also it's not necessary. Like, when we get the Gold Elite in Campaign Evolved, the trailer, like, there was so much animation with the door. It was distracting. It was like a freaking Transformer. It was like an Autobot opening the door. And before it was just bloop, and then Gold Elite. We didn't need all that. Don't need all that. I don't know why they decided to go with that animation. They just wanted to add things in there. And again, it isn't just about saving room, but like, you add too many things where it doesn't need to be, and you give too little on places where it needs to have more detail. And I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. And it's like, what, you think you're better than those who came before? The people at Bungie made awesome games every time. Yeah, there was issues with Reach. Yeah, like, it wasn't all perfect, but they all stood the test of time. Like, I still go back and play Reach. Obviously, and I'm talking about like launch. Like, the launches weren't all perfect. I think Halo 3 had the best launch. Pretty sure. And then ODST was ODST. It was just, here's another game. But Reach had issues in the multiplayer, but then over time we got more and more stuff. And now it, like, and again, I don't know why MCC does the color palette thing, makes everything brighter too. We don't need things to be bright. And something I freaking hate, I don't care if you're blind, I don't care if you have problems. Like Halo Infinite, what is up with the stupid bubble stuff? Please don't put that in your next games. We don't need that. If people can't see that, tough luck. Like, dude, in Halo 2, Lockout, with the old graphics of how dark it was, if you were a blue team, it was harder to see you. But guess what? If you play the game, you're careful and you know how to. It's just nobody cared that much. It was just so dumb to be like, oh, we're going to make it so everybody could see. Like, if you do anniversary lockout, it's completely different, the atmosphere and everything. And it looks cool, but it's not the lockout that I wanted. Yeah. So, gaming news, I think that's all we're really getting. We'll probably get like a few more news on gaming the next right before Christmas, but the only one I care about is whatever happens to Halo. Halo Infinite, I didn't really care about. I saw that they were like coming out with news. I didn't even watch it. I just looked up other Halo channels and were like, whatever. Who gives a damn? Because it just, I don't know, man. Why would we care? Why would we care about Infinite? It's not a good game. I would say Halo 5 is more fun than Halo Infinite. Like it's a lot more fun than Halo Infinite. And then, why would you play any other game, any other multiplayer other than 3? Like, I get Halo 2 and 1 for nostalgia purposes. I even enjoy Halo 4. I do enjoy Halo 4 multiplayer. Yeah, the problems are still there. They are still there. But I usually play on like Forge maps or maps that I create. So I'm not saying that like the lack of weapons or respawning and everything like that is, I look past that. No, I hate that. But overall, like Halo 4, I don't know, for some reason it feels fun to play with friends, like LAN parties and stuff. For me, Halo 3 is the most fun. I have the most fun with Halo 3, and I think it's because I also know the maps pretty damn well. But yeah, and I'm not the one who's played Halo the most. Mince, Blitz, Halo Follower, they've all played it way more than me. But it's the game I play. I have a very obsessive personality. I cannot just jump to things like, even reading a book. People say like, oh, you got to learn to stop and then read another book. No, like I have to finish it. I can't. If I get into something, I need to know everything about it. Like I won't stop. I don't claim to know everything about something, but I do claim to always study. Like I love Lord of the Rings. I read as much as I can. It might be 2 minutes a day. It might be an hour a day. But I'm going to try to keep up with it. For freaking ever. I will never stop playing Halo 3. Ever. I will never stop loving Lord of the Rings. I will never stop loving Star Wars, even though, like, in the past few years, I haven't even, like, done anything with Star Wars. Like, as much as I used to in the past. Like, most of my Legos are still Lego Star Wars. And most of my mocks are changing up to be, like, Halo mocks. But, yeah. As you can tell, Lego. Man, I should do a Lego Superman symbol. But yeah, I am tired. And I know I need to film more videos and stuff, but you guys are mainly going to get live streams from me. Just because I don't know how to freaking edit. I have no idea how to edit, man. In the future, though, give me time. But I've been having fun. YouTube is enjoyable. I just need to do some stuff, man. It takes, like, again, I've said it before, I have a massive appreciation for everybody who does YouTube, because this stuff is not, it ain't easy, man. Like, Like the ideas are here, but to put them out here, it's very very hard. Like it doesn't even come with instruction manual. You just gotta figure it out. But yeah, but I've been handling it. Now on. Give me a second here. Sorry, I gotta figure something out here. I've been getting messages like crazy. My fan gave out. If you guys didn't know, I do this in my garage in Florida, and I'm dying. But had a great Halloween. Christmas coming up now. I know it's Thanksgiving, but I don't get any gifts on Thanksgiving, man. And I don't know what I'm going to do this year. Gotta get my kids stuff. I did see, though, there was a Master Chief red helmet in GameStop. And I don't care too much for GameStop, but they had the Green Goblin helmet. They had a bunch of cool stuff. They had some solid stuff in there. And I might get that. I actually do have the Master Chief helmet upstairs that Anderson got for me. The other thing that I hold on. Freak. Sorry, some people blowing me up, but yeah, I need to go to damn, I need to go back to jiu-jitsu this week. I only went to one session this week, and I'm pretty freaking busy. But I'm going to try to start live streaming every day if I can, and at least live stream like 4 times a week. I'll probably do a video game stream next week. I just really got to figure this stuff out. But you will get a Halo stream. And I'll probably, I've been answering some comments through the streams. So I'll probably do that. I'll give, small answers when people want to know certain things or comment. So I answer their comments here on stream. But, yeah, man. I don't really know which games are coming out. So, if you want to talk about Halo, we could talk about Halo. But I've never really played Grand Theft Auto all that much. My brother played it, and then I played it when he allowed me to play it. And, yeah. Now, I've always messed with Lego. Legos are my jam. I even had a Lego store. So, yeah, and I have no room to store everything. I'm trying to do things here in the garage. You can't even fit a car in my garage anymore. If I pan the camera over, it's just a mess. Not a mess, but shelving and just my Lego are here. And I have 2 great gunships that I'm still building, but it's hard to get all the pieces that I want because some of the pieces they don't make anymore. They only made in 2 or 3 sets. And even if you bricklink that, it's not gonna, I don't know, there's no fun in it if you just bricklink and buy everything online. Something I like doing is going to retro stores or toy stores and then finding the toy I want there. It's just something, it's so much better than just looking it up online. I could look it up online and buy it, but I want to go and find it. And also support your local stores. I had a local store. It was a franchise, but I really put it made it my own, and put a lot of effort into it. Unfortunately, it's no longer around, but that's life. It is what it is. And you guys suck, but what are you gonna do? Gotta move on. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that because I am tired. My brain is fried. I am really exhausted. But for those who came and saw the stream, thanks for watching the stream. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow night as well, and I'll have way more energy. Probably buy a monster. All right, guys. End the stream here.